Great, great Wednesday on this 5th day of July. Yo, it's a great day, family. It is a great day. And today's talk will be on family, yo. Just see my cousin that I haven't seen in some years, especially since he had an accident. But yo, family. God first, family second, then business. Always focus on God, i.e., yourself, your body, your mind, your soul, your emotions, your will, your mind, and family, your relationships with your mother, with your father. Hello, Nazla. Greetings. Oh, we haven't talked since I sent you your order. I hope everything has been well with you and with your order. But yes, family, God, family, business, honor. I still have my core values from the Marine Corps: honor, courage, and commitment, i.e., integrity, confidence, and promises to yourself. Well, I hope that experience with the teachers was good for you, Nubian Goddess. I hope that experience for you was a great one. I mean, they're always great. Even the bad ones are good. That's what us mushroom practitioners say. Even the bad experiences are good. But I still hope that your first one was good. God, family, and business. Your relationship with yourself will determine your relationship with others. So your free relationship with loved ones is out of harmony. It is a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. Listen, I've been sitting down with this medicine with these fungi family since December 28th, 2016. The first time that I tried those fungi, it's been a fun experience ever since. So I always recommend them to everyone everywhere I go, whether it is Colombia, Central America, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, wherever I go, even in the US, I just recommend them. If somebody's never tried them, I recommend them. There you go. Some tips for the ear infection. Love. Yeah, I share them with my family overseas. I share them with family over here. Yes, they're a great experience. I'm glad you had a great one. I'm hopeful that you learned and gained much from the experience with the fungi teachers, because they are teachers. They're here to teach us a lot about ourselves and about reality, i.e., life, i.e., God, Allah, the Most High, as a whole. We are all. So the relationship that we have with ourselves is often going to determine how we deal with our family, man. And there's nothing better than having a positive relationship with family. Obviously, there's going to be some where it's going to be best to just cut them off. They're unhealthy individuals. Sometimes it might be best to literally cut them off. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to suggest anything else other than that, but nah, yo, hey, mushrooms helped me be a better son. Mushrooms helped me be a better son. They helped me be a better uncle. So no, man, mushrooms is everything. Psilocybin cubensis, all of them, they're good. That's the best thing you can take. If you're a freaking shitty mother, take some magic mushrooms. If you're a shitty husband and father, take some magic mushrooms. if you're a fucking shitty human being as a whole, take some magic mushrooms and let the fungi throw your shit back into your motherfucking face and show you how you're full of yourself so that you can fix yourself. You can't run away. When you take the mushrooms, you can't run away. You can't throw them up and not be in the experience anymore. No, you're going to have to go through the mother-loving roller coaster ride that is that. So if you're a shit person, take some mushroom. That's why I still do them to this day. I wanted to be a better martial artist. I kept taking mushrooms. I wanted to be a better son with my mother and the father that I never had, that I'm working on building some kind of relationship with. Better uncle, mushrooms. Better brother, mushrooms. My brothers ain't behaving as they should at the age that they're at. Here, bro, take some mushrooms. Boom. Now they're better. Mushrooms, it'll open the gates to the spiritual realm, and it will reveal to people that you really don't need any of those sedatives, because that's all alcohol, that's all a lot of things. They sedate you, whereas other plants, when you use them in a better, more wise fashion, like magic mushrooms, they awaken you to the beauty of life. So rather than always wanting to be sedated with alcohol, with numbing agents, smoking weed all the time, like weed really numbs people. Like it just numbs you. That's why I hated that I could not control that habit. And I am so grateful to God that I have broken free of that habit of smoking from, 15 years plus smoking, from 16 till 2021, when I was finally able to break it at 31 years of age. And I'm grateful. And the same night that I decided that I'm done smoking until I meet certain financial goals for myself, you know what I did? I sat down with an eighth of penis envy mushrooms and I tripped. And I haven't smoked since, and I'm grateful. I'll take THC oil. I actually took the whole month of June, just sober. I went the whole month just sober, just to prove to myself that I don't need it. I use it in a more mindful fashion than I did when smoking. So, yeah, man. The mushrooms is probably one of the best substances that anybody can use. A pregnant mother, a mother that's already given birth and she wants to be a better, a better mom, a new mom, and not deal with so much of the post birth trauma that may affect her emotionally. Hey, take some micro doses of magic mushrooms as you're dealing with the baby, and you'll realize that things that would frustrate you will leave with greater ease. Oh, you did some penis envy. Penis envy ain't no joke. They're the more potent ones. So they're great for healing the love life as well. Yeah. Everything is all about balance. It's all about, order. It's all about doing things with awareness and just appreciation. Gratitude. Always having gratitude in our heart. Especially when dealing with family. Going back to the topic of family. Always great to have gratitude in our heart, because we cannot control other people, but we can definitely control ourselves. We can't control other people's behaviors, but we can definitely control our reaction to their behavior, so that we don't allow their behavior to leak into our awareness and cause us to behave in an unruly fashion. You get what I'm saying? You can't force your loved ones whom you may want an apology from to give you an apology. Sometimes you just gotta forgive and move the fuck on so that you can appreciate those individuals while they are still here, as opposed to holding on to some resentment and having some false expectation of what you think you deserve and not fully taking advantage of appreciating that individual while they're still here. So that's the beauty about, the beauty of psilocybin, of this medicinal fungi, which is more closely related to humans than they are to plants. So, you know what I'm saying? When we ingest these things, they open up a gateway of like they just open the door. That's why they're called psychedelic. Psyche, mind, delic, door. So they open the doorway of our mind and they allow for a greater inflow of cosmic information to flow into our awareness while we're in a heightened state of consciousness where we can observe all this knowledge being downloaded into our brain and see how it is useful in our day-to-day lives in the moment as we're having this experience. And it's beautiful. And sometimes if you're quiet enough and still enough, you can even hear the literal download of information, as if you're uploading big amounts of data onto your computer, and your computer is just like and it literally feels like that. Feels like your whole brain is being rewired, and it's having connections in places where it didn't have it before. So I don't deal with anything that's sedative. Ketamine, I don't. It's an awesome experience, ain't it, Nubia? That your brain can be in so discombobulated and you're still like, oh my God, I'm still alive. Before I recommend anything to anybody else, I'll recommend either sit down with somebody that can guide you and smoke. Have them introduce you to it if you've never smoked weed. Don't do it just to chill. Don't do it just to party. Don't do it just to relax. Do it to build. And the same thing with the mushrooms. Don't do it to get away from your problems. Do it to confront and deal with your problems so that they stop being a problem in your life. A lot of people deal with a lot of health issues because they don't confront their issues. They want a quick fix. They want a surgery. They want an injection. They want a magic pill that just resolves the issue without them ever becoming accountable for what is causing the issues. When I first started working with my grandmother, she's 79, about 80. She was always dealing with anxiety, and her being a very religious woman, I asked her, I was like, yo, grandma, what does the Bible say about person being anxious? And she said, such and such give all of your problems to the Lord. So I was like, yo, grandma, so why are you disrespecting God by being anxious? And she just looked at me like, damn, you right, grandson. I need to stop being anxious. So in everything, another recommendation that I give people is that whenever you're having a problem, whenever you're dealing with things that you cannot control, that are not within your control, give those things unto life, whatever you want to call God, reality, give it to the universe, so that all that you have in this mental space and in this mental space is room for positive things, for positive thoughts, and for positive feelings. So get rid of the negative feelings and the negative thoughts and send them into the universe, send them into the cosmos, so that you make room for nothing but good things to come in. Now, we're not saying to be you know, to act as if there's nothing wrong. No, it's okay. You see that there's something wrong. You can't resolve it right now. There's no way to fix it. I'm gonna focus on what I can fix in the moment. That's what mushrooms did for me. It was like, bro, you can't freaking change this whole Illuminati, you know what I'm saying, corporatocracy run United States shenanigans that's going on right now. You can't control none of this shit. You get what I'm saying? They used you as a pawn. You were a terrorist, and you can't control none of this stuff. All right, it's already happened. You can only control yourself. So change yourself. Don't worry about the world. Change yourself, and your environment will change with you. I've already sent you a package, woman. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm trying to like allude to. Like, we can't heal. We can only provide the means for the healing. You know what I'm saying? It's up to each individual to take individual actions to remedy whatever is going on with themselves. As it relates to what you just asked, na isla, coño, ese nombre, Clavan, ADHD. I was diagnosed with that shit, and I was drugged up from 7 years old to 9 years old. All right. ADHD is some bullshit that's been made up by the system to drug up people and to convince people that they have a problem. What you have is monkey brain. The monkey brain, meaning your brain is always trying to do multiple things at once. And it's because you haven't taken the time to do one thing at a time. Exercise is one way to reduce that monkey brain always trying to do multiple things at once. Focusing on one single exercise at a time and doing those things for a long period of time. It's just a lack of self-discipline. And that's all it is. Like what you just described right there, it's just a lack of self-discipline that has over time just gotten bad. It's gotten worse. Like I used to be the same way. I used to not have the patience to wait for somebody to stop talking before I started talking. And we may still do that now. You know what I'm saying? I may still do that from time to time, and I have to check myself like, yo, fam, let them talk. Let them get their point across. I even have to tell myself, stop thinking of a response. Listen. Stop thinking of a response for this person and just listen. Give them the courtesy of your attention. You get what I'm saying? And that's all it is. It's all about disciplining ourselves, disciplining the mind, disciplining the emotions, and disciplining the body. The mind is disciplined through reading, through writing, through meditating. And in coordination with the body, when we put the body through right action, through exercises, through disciplines such as meditations, through disciplines such as stretching, we also are disciplining the body and the mind. We're inducing the mind to work in coordination with the body. And emotionally, though we might feel frustrated and we might want to stop what we're doing, we might feel overwhelmed with what we're doing because we're actually pushing ourselves mentally and emotionally by continuing to induce the body, you know what I'm saying, to put the body through the pressures and the trials that continue to challenge us through the sensations, the pain that we might start feeling from the sensations, the lactic burning in our muscles, like, oh, I can't go. But you continue to push. You are inducing the body to not be disobedient to your mind. And you're also making your mind stronger because now you're overcoming barriers that before to you seemed as though they were impossible. Some people, they can't do one motherfucking pull up. Most people today can't do most men can't do a pull up. They can't do 10 push ups. They cannot run a whole mile without stopping. They're useless. And they believe that they literally can't, and that if they push themselves beyond certain limits, that they're gonna die because that's what that's what their mind is conditioned to. They might feel like they have, depression, that they're overly stressed, that the anxiety that they're dealing with somehow can't leave them unless they start taking drugs. And that's the worst thing that we can do to our bodies, to start introducing all these chemicals, all these unnatural chemical into our body to help regulate what can be regulated with simple exercise, with simple breathing techniques, with simple, reading and writing and proper meditation, and going outside for a walk and going outside for a run, and just doing just the simple things that, oh, I don't feel like doing them because I don't feel like it. Or fuck your feelings. Not talking to you, but just in general, fuck your feelings. Fuck your feelings, because your feelings never fucking did anything for you but keep you in the gutter. Instead, make yourself feel how you want to feel. Meaning, start with gratitude. You may not feel grateful in the moment, but express fucking gratitude because you're alive. If you're able to walk, even if you got some pain in your knees, if you're able to walk, you're able to walk. There's people on a wheelchair right now. When I'm running and I see somebody in a wheelchair, I'm just like, yo, thank you, God. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. And then at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I also think like, yo, the running that you can do, I'm going to do it for you. And I go harder. When I see homeless people, crackheads, like leaning over and shit, I'm like, thank you, God, I'm not that. And all the running you can do, I'm going to do it for you. When I see a fat, obese, out of shape person breathing with their mouth open, I'm like, yo, thank God I'm not that. I'm going to run for you. All the running that you ain't doing, I'm going to do it for you. So I always encourage people, embrace the suck. We live in a very comfortable society, and that's why people are so fucking uncomfortable. People are so uncomfortable because they refuse to make themselves uncomfortable on purpose. So by design, they're uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable with themselves. They're uncomfortable with their families. They're uncomfortable in the relationships that they may be in. They're uncomfortable with the jobs that they're doing because they are unwilling to make themselves uncomfortable by design, on purpose. They live a life of default discomfort, of depression, of stress, of anxiety, of high blood pressure, of heart problems, of mental fogginess, full of disease. There is no ease in their life. Why? Mainly one thing, they're not grateful. Gratitude produces ease. The more grateful we are, the more relief we feel inside. Literally, the more grateful you are. Just imagine when you're sitting at a table, right? When you're waiting for your food at a restaurant, and the waiter, and you're like, damn, where's my drink at? Where's my food at? And the waiter brings you your food. If you're a grateful person, the first thing you feel as soon as they put that plate before you is, damn, I'm about to eat right now. You breathe ease. You feel ease. The more grateful you are, the more ease you have in your life. If you're broke at this moment, be grateful. Be grateful for what you have and what you don't have, because that's making apparent to you what you don't want to have. If you're sick and you can remedy that, be grateful, because now you see why you want to be, why you would prefer to be in a healthy body as opposed to in a sick body. Feelings get everybody, because most people aren't taught how to use their feelings. Your feelings are to be used, not for you to be a prey to them. They're a tool. You know, most people, they expect to I don't know, to fall in love and to just remain in love at all time. Like, no, everything in life requires work. And it's the same thing with family. To have a fruitful relationship with family, it requires work. It requires intentional effort on our part. Yeah, they need to do your part, but just make sure you're always doing your part. That you never change how you treat people because of how people treat you. You simply learn to change the people you treat. You won't be able to relate to everybody in the same way all of the time. Change the people you treat and learn how to treat people. Treat people accordingly. They used to drug me up, sweetie. Like I said, they used to drug me up with ADHD pill for about 2 years of my life, and then when I came back to my mother after Child Protective Services, after that bullshit, they tried to tell her that she would have to give me drugs, and she was like, "You could keep them if I'm gonna have to give them these drugs." And so she never gave it to us, and I stopped taking them things after my ninth birth or eighth. So, you know, it's you don't need all these medications. All we need is herbs and fruits. Herbs and fruits and grains. I have given you all seed-bearing fruits to be for you food, and herbs to heal the nation. If people would simply read their book for themselves rather than expecting other people to just give them everything, they would learn the truth. The first law tells us what we should eat, and most people don't eat what we should eat. They eat whatever the fuck they want. We eat what we want. We do what we feel like doing. We do what we want to do. But we don't often do what is right. We're always doing our little will. I'm guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? We're all guilty of it. That's why it says we're all fucking sinners, right? Because we're all ignorant. We're all ignorant fucking children. Like sheeps, just following the ass in front of us. Few think for ourselves, and the few that thinks for ourselves, even fewer are, courageous enough, confident enough, mindful and caring enough, considerate enough to share that knowledge and information with the rest of us. Some are just like, you know what, fuck this. It took me too long. These people are, every time I try to tell somebody something, they always got a rebuttal. I'm gonna just keep this shit to myself and fuck everybody else. Whereas very few come down the mountain, and those few that come down the mountain, hey, it takes time. Other than that, family first. After, you take care of yourself and your relationship with the Most High. Start your day with gratitude. Live your day with gratitude. End your day with gratitude. It's the principle. It's the principal thing. It's one of the principal things. But I consume sea moss daily, Glavin. I consume sea moss daily. I started consuming sea moss back in February of 2022 after not being able to run for 2 years because of the ligaments in my knees. And since I've been consuming sea moss, I've been able to do two major runs since. Many major runs. Ran three hours on April 7th, and then I ran a 5-hour 34 miles on June 14th. But if it wasn't for the sea moss, I would not be doing none of those runs. So yes, I consume sea moss on the daily. I make it as well. Well, I suggest you get on it. I suggest that you get on it. You get on the blend that you ordered from me. If you haven't started it, I would start it tomorrow morning. You get what I'm saying? Throw a scoop in a 16-ounce cup, pour some hot water over it, sweeten it with some agave or whatever, or honey, and sip on it and enjoy it. And add some of those. Add add a little bit of the medicine. Wash it out before I leave. Wash out the sea moss. If you got lemon, squeeze some lemon in it as you're washing it. Then let it soak in hot water. If you have a little water machine, pour boiling hot water, let it soak in some hot water. That's the sea moss. Let it soak in some hot water for like an hour or so. And then once it's soaked for that hour and a half, then blend it. If you have honey or if you have agave, add a tablespoon or so of it, and that's it. And grab about a fistful. You don't need a lot. Grab about a fistful, and that'll make you about 16 ounces plus. Grab about a fistful of it, wash it out, wash it with some lemon, some lime, then let it soak in hot water for an hour or two, and then blend it while it is still warm so that it doesn't turn into chunks and it stays gel-like. But other than that, yo, Nubian Goddess, thank you for coming through. I'm glad you're having a great one here in the United States of A, in Florida, that you were able to experience the master builders, the teachers, the magic, and may you ladies and all have a great night, unless you guys have anything. Wait, you don't boil the sea moss. Boil the water. Boil the water, then pour the boiling water over the top of the sea moss that you have already cleaned. Let it sit there for about an hour or 30 minutes. Let it sit in that water that you boil. Do not boil the sea moss. Boil the water, so that you don't cook off the nutrients with the heat. Then blend it. And that's it. Simple and sweet. You clean it. You soak it in the water that you boil. Clean the sea moss, soak it in the water that you boil. Don't boil the sea moss. Alright. Other than that, have a great night, family. Ain't nothing but love. Yo, like, subscribe to the YouTube Super Conscious Soul. So I'm gonna keep telling y'all fuckers at the end of these videos when I remember. Share the content that you feel is valuable with whoever you think, believe, know, and feel needs to hear whatever this guy has to say. But other than that, I appreciate all of you and have a great evening, family.